doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-Man Weave. Come at you with topics.
Alright, good people out there. Welcome back. Episode 7.
Boom.
3-Man Weave Podcast. It's your 3 favorite guys. It's your boy Cannon.
You already know it's your boy D Hill. Hill going Hill regardless, baby. Let's get it.
Reporting live from Cell Block D.
You know what I'm saying? Free AJ. You already know.
Free AJ.
Put the money on his books. We good. We still got him. You know what I'm saying? For I don't know how long we got that money on him, but hey, we got him here, baby.
I'm here.
So look, it's a new week. It's been a lot going out there in the sports world. It's been a lot going out there in the world, period.
You a little hype.
I am a little hype.
You a little hype.
I'm a little hype.
Well, hold on, my brother.
Oh, all right, all right.
Hold on, my brother.
Let me pump my brakes.
You can catch us on the email, podcast.3man.weave@gmail.com, Facebook 3-Man Weave, YouTube 3-Man Weave, Instagram 3-Man Weave _ Cannon's ready, so let's get it.
Yeah, so I couldn't wait this week. I was excited for episode 7 just because it's a lot going on in the sports world. And like I said before, it's a lot going on in the world, period. So, please, if y'all got something to talk about, hit us up. Let us know. We will bring it to the form. So, AJ, you want to kick us off this week?
Man, I'm going to start off with Mike Woodbury, man. He's a coach, a basketball coach. He was caught being recorded by one of his players, and he went on like this 3-minute tirade, cussing out the player, saying he'd send him back to Haiti, saying he controls, who transfers, does this. He even threatened to, how can I put this nicely?
I don't think it's the way you can put that nice.
I don't think so.
Okay, so straight up.
Sodomized.
He said he would fuck him in the ass. A high school basketball player. And to me, like, I don't care. Like, that's crossed the line. That had me heated. Like, I text y'all, let y'all know, hey, this is how we kicking it off. Like, and I know, they like to have that, hey, tough love, and, I'm going to coach the kids hard. But nah, this is different. Like, that coach is lucky that boy didn't put hands on him at that point in time.
I said that, man.
Because you're not gonna talk to me like that, and I don't know who his parents are, but like, hey, they need to roll up on there and like they need to whoop his ass. That is cause for an ass whooping. You're not about to talk to me like that. And like, I don't have kids, but I know you ain't about to talk to my child like that. And so to me, that just had me heated. And I know we didn't necessarily get into it, but I think we all on the same page. Like, if he's not fired now, it's an issue.
Yeah,
what's the school?
It is Nation Christian.
Oh yeah, he definitely should be gone ASAP.
It's a Florida private school, and he needs to be gone.
But you know what really upset me about that, AJ? Even before, because like you said, it was a 2 to 3 minute rant.
Yeah, he was gone.
And even before he got to that egregious quote that you quoted from this despicable coach. He was saying things that no coach should ever say to a student athlete. He was saying, I'm going to end everything that you've worked for. I'm going pretty much everything that you've done in your life from this point. I'm going to destroy that because I'm that important and I have the power to do that to you.
Oh, because he's going to transfer. That's crazy.
He said, I will send you back to Haiti.
To be a coach, to be a leader, somebody who's supposed to be teaching young men how to be functional in society, how to be a student athlete, and this is the guy that I'm supposed to be looking up to, and he's telling me that he's going to end me. Like, he said that. Like, he said, I'm going to end, and he kept telling him, he said, stop talking. Every time he tried to say something, he said, don't say another word. Don't say another word. Like you said, AJ, at that point when he said the statement that you said, I myself would have lost all self-control. And I would have been on that coach. And if I were a parent and I heard that, I would be in jail probably. And I'm so glad the one smartest thing. Thank you so much for technology. The one smartest thing that child did. One, he was humble and he just stayed humble during that time.
Facts.
But he's like, you calling me all these names. He called him retarded.
Yeah.
He said that you were, but he's not retarded. He was smart enough to hit that voice memo button. And now who's retarded?
The biggest part of this is it's obvious that this isn't just a one-time occurrence because he knew to go in there and record.
Yeah.
So this ain't the first time that he's had to deal with this coach, berating him and talk to him, in any type of manner. And so that's my issue. For him to actually be around there that long, like nah, he needs his ass whooped.
Nah,
he needs his ass whooped.
What my issue is now, if you never would have sent me this clip, I never would have known about it. That's my issue. Where's the mainstream media on this one right here? Because they need to stop this right here, right now. That's what they need to be talking about. I know my work schedule been crazy and I ain't really been up to date, but I ain't missing much. I ain't missing much. And if, like I said, where they at? Where you at, ESPN? Where you at, FS1?
Yeah.
Where you at, TNT?
Yeah.
Where you at? Like,
3-Man Weave is on it.
we here. We trying to. Hey, what's his name again, AJ?
His name is Mike Woodbury, Coach Mike Woodbury.
From where?
Nation Christian.
All right, we working due diligent to get you fired. I almost stooped to his level. You gonna get fired, bro. We gonna get you fired, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of way we on. You know what I'm saying? He talking crazy. Just because he want to transfer. Like, you that hurt, you that butt hurt, bro. That he want to transfer. You ready to call him all types of names?
But
As a
coach,
what the mainstream media at?
As a coach, this is a university. This is a high school.
Yeah.
Prep school. I'm pulling up Diddy style.
As a coach,
I'm pulling up Diddy style. Hitting with kettlebells.
Trying to prepare a young man for college, and you're upset about the choices that he's making. He should be transferring from your school.
Straight up.
The way that you're talking to student athletes, he should be transferring. And
this a Christian school? Like, come on, bro. God looking at you.
That's a trap.
God looking at you.
That's a trap. That's the thing. That's the thing about it, man. The names. I said it last week. Names. He probably went to that school because it's Christian school. He thinking it's safe, and that's not always the case in this world. Like, there are people out here who got bad intentions, and this is a man who has clearly abused his power, and he's only there to try to exploit these student athletes, which is one of the reasons why we said in the bonus content last week that we feel student athletes somehow, some way need to be compensated.
Cause you feel he got too much power. He way too comfortable.
Yeah,
he way too. I'm gonna end you. I'm gonna make sure I end you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what's his name, AJ?
Mike Woodbury.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We're gonna end you, brother.
So here's basically a quick little excerpt from it. Basically, it said, so this is from Mike, the Pelton, the student. He's basically told the reporter, he said, I've been dealing with this almost over a year, but I was scared to leave the school because he has always said he will cancel my I-20 and send me back to Haiti. So that's what he's been telling them this entire time. And basically, like, in the recording, he was like, I control everything. That's what...
Yeah, he said that multiple times.
He was like, I just want you to really know that I'm going to fuck you in your ass the next time you talk out of line. I'm going to take everything from you. I'm going to end everything you ever had. That's a quote from that coach.
He said, don't talk at all. Several times. Don't say another word.
I don't know about y'all. Why you keep playing with Haitians? Haitians cut your arms off. Like, Haitians don't play, brother. Like,
I don't want
what's going on with you?
From anybody, especially no Haitians. Shout out to all my Haitians.
The devil is not welcome here. Straight up, man.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't seen Bad Boys too.
You know what I'm saying? They don't play around,
bro. Where's the school located?
That's all right. Bad Boy 3 coming out, man. We're gonna kill them all.
Where's the school located at, AJ?
It's in Florida, of course, where all the crazy stuff happens.
Facts. Let's go, man.
Yeah, so, I'm going to go ahead and go next.
Uh-oh. You was hype earlier. I was surprised you ain't go first.
Yeah, because I knew AJ's topic was more important, man. That topic was so important because there's so many people out here abusing their power when it comes to people who are not in position. When you're dealing with minors,
yeah,
like, you got to have integrity when you're dealing with minors. I work with minors on my 9 to 5, and I would never abuse my power, you know, to exploit a minor. That's just, it's disgusting. You got to put yourself in a child's position. How would you feel? But just moving on.
Sad, man.
It's not me that's
sad, man.
yeah. It is. It is. It's disgusting. Now, it's not me that's going to change the narrative this time. It's actually the NFL that's going to do it. So I'm kind of excited about that. Now, the narrative has been in years past the NBA trade deadline frenzy. Like teams scrambling, trying to get that final piece to try to, you know, make that playoff push. This time and in years past in the NFL trade deadline, it's been crickets.
Oh yeah.
One move or two moves here, sometimes maybe none. But never for really big names, and never really that can really help a team, you know, benefit. Fast forward to NFL trade deadline 2018. We got a mini frenzy. Yeah. I'm not going to say a frenzy, but it was a little mini frenzy, and it's the most active we've seen in recent years. And in my eyes, I think there's a lot of winners. I don't know about y'all. We'll get to that in a minute. But my question that I'm posing to y'all is, out of all the trades that we saw happen this past week for the NFL trade deadline, what trades, number one, stands out to y'all the most? And which team do you think will benefit the most from the trade that they made?
Hold on. What was the first part?
What trade stands out to you the most?
Mm-hmm.
And what team do you think will benefit the most from the trade that they made?
Okay, I like it. I had to. I'm gonna go first. What stands out the most?
Mm-hmm.
I may sound biased, but Amari Cooper going to the Cowboys for a first round pick, that just stood out because he was the only one that went for a first round pick.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying.
That's big time.
That's why I'm saying it's gonna stand out because you got to live up to giving up a first round pick. People, he
got first round potential.
Yeah, he got it.
Yeah.
Who gonna benefit the most? Once again, I'm gonna sound NFC East biased again, but two teams that made trades. I believe that the Redskins is gonna benefit the most, and I believe the Eagles getting Golden Tate.
That was big time.
It's gonna make it gonna do a little thing.
Yes, it is.
Because even though y'all got a 5-2 lead,
mm-hmm.
you know, so y'all got the league of the division, it's still up in the air.
It's up in the air.
And the Eagles are still fighting.
Got to play them twice. Still,
so with them getting Golden Tate, with what they are, with Alshon coming back, he been balling since he came back. And Zach Ertz he trying to get that.
Yeah,
he trying to
one
get
of
that
the
top
tight ends balling this year.
So, and you just add Golden Tate, which Golden Tate has been balling
his whole career.
But getting
yeah,
for the Redskins to go with DJ Swearinger.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah.
And with that front seven, the way they've been playing.
Yes, sir.
And with AP running the way he been running,
mm-hmm.
just playing ball control on offense.
Yeah.
It's looking a little scary in the NFC East.
It is looking scary.
Might not want to play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. That's my take.
So for me, I feel like the one that stands out the most to me, but I feel like it's flying under the radar, is Snacks Harrison going to Detroit.
Yeah. That's big. That's a big time move.
Because that division, it's all within, everybody's within one game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the biggest glaring weakness on the Lions defense was they couldn't stop the run. You add Snacks to that, you get somebody that's going to eat up those blocks, allow those linebackers to, push down and, attack the run and be able to move a little bit more freely and have a little bit less traffic to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm not necessarily saying that that's going to, make them, top dogs in the division, but this division is so close, anything can happen. So I feel like that's going to, give them that advantage. And Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones, they're still in Detroit. So Matthew Stafford, he still has some weapons. Kerryon Johnson, they find in the run game. Yeah. I think that's really going, really help them. And Golden Tate is a great player. It's not going to really affect their offense too much.
Why not? That's my whole thing. I understand your point. It's a great point. I get it. Because Deshaun Hand been balling too. So him and Snacks, that's gonna make that front four look gruesome. But my thing is, why give up Golden Tate And you like you said, y'all only one game back. Y'all go for the gusto. Go for the gusto.
I get what you're saying, but I think that
They want to be more flexible, probably. Or they
but
can't.
see, this is the thing. Where Matt Patricia come from?
You
New
right.
England.
Exactly.
Totally.
They get a lot. They get rid of those commodities. You know,
Yeah.
they get them out early, or maybe a year or two early.
Yep.
You know, acquire those draft picks.
Yep.
And that's how they continue to build for the future. So
Mhm.
coming from that Belichick tree, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot of faith in those who come from the Belichick tree, but I can see what he's doing. And
True.
with Marvin Jones, Kenny Galladay, and Golden Tate, it was always like there would always be that odd man out. Every game. Maybe Kenny Galladay get off, he have a big game, and Marvin Jones have probably a 5-catch game, and then kind of Golden Tate, he just kind of in and out. So it was always that one piece that was kind of always left out. This way you can kind of get a piece for the future and still have guys that are very productive for you.
I get
But I think the one that's going to be most important, ironically, is going to be Golden Tate to Philly.
Yeah.
Ironically, because
Yeah.
to me, I feel like Golden Tate is like a bigger Julian Edelman to me. He's like you put him in those in trash, work him over the middle, give him the ball, and he's bouncing off into the defenders as soon as he get the ball. He take a 2-yard catch and turn it into 15 yards.
Mhm.
He's gonna eat up that yak, and I feel like Carson Wentz is just now getting out of preseason. And you add that over the middle with Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey on the outside. That's nasty, especially with
That is nasty.
Especially with their running game kind of being in flux right now. They lost LeGarrette Blount. Darren Sproles is hurt. I believe Ajayi's out with a torn ACL. Now it's kind of like almost that Andy Reid type offense. You dump it to Golden Tate 5 yards over the middle, and then he can take it 15. It's just a further extension of the run game. So I feel like that's really going to help them. Just basically spread out a lot of teams, and it's going to benefit them in the run game too, because now it's just more bodies you got to defend. Not only you got to defend Ertz, Alshon, Aguilar, even though I hate him, but now you throw Golden Tate in the mix.
But my thing about that though, what made them go last year was their running game. Now I understand they got better in their passing game, but the fact that they have a non-existent running game, and
They banged up a little bit.
they banged up at running back, but they, like I said,
Jason Peters hurt too, so
they offensive line not balling like they used to. But now, because they're now predictable, they just gonna pass.
Yeah.
So now Wentz is getting hit more, and it's a good move. I understand why they made the move. It's a good move.
I'm making it.
My thing, I'm reserved on them because the offensive line is not playing like they used to.
But
and they don't have a running game.
Peter's supposed to be coming back, right?
Yeah, but he been playing. He look old. He look old.
But we'll see when he comes back. Let's not.
So just to kind of counter your point here. So in the old NFL, a lot of times you run the ball to set up the pass. But now in this NFL, you can kind of pass to set up the run. And I feel like adding Golden Tate is going to make them it's going to make your linebackers have to respect the pass a little bit more. So they even if even if it's 1st and 10. They can't just come downhill expecting they're going to run the ball, because they know you can dump it off to Golden Tate on a quick slant,
He
or
can
you
take
can
that.
have Zach Ertz running option routes over the middle as well. So it's going to make those linebackers that they play against not move as fast, because they have to kind of feel like, okay, we need to cover this middle a little bit. We need to make sure our eyes are not cheating in the backfield just on a play action or something like that. So it's going to make them hesitant. So I think it will help.
Let me tell y'all the trade that y'all sleeping on. Because you mentioned sleep in yours, or flying under the radar. This Texans trade with the Broncos, Demarius Thompson,
Big.
Thomas. Dang, I think that's gonna benefit not only the Texans. I think that's also gonna benefit the Broncos. Now, the Texans, they get another sure-handed wide receiver who can, still box out, still muscles, smaller cornerbacks, and still, run the routes.
Can produce.
And they get him opposite of Nuke.
Yeah, come on now. Come on, catch it.
That's all you need. So I'm scared of the Texans after this. Now, for the Broncos. What this does, you know, they got Cortland. He primed, he primed and ready. He just haven't had the opportunity. Now, ball's gonna be coming his way this week.
It's time.
You know, he got his time. I personally tried to get him in fantasy. People already had him because they already know because he was getting some looks anyway.
He was definitely showing some flashes.
You know, he was getting looks anyway. So now I think him and Sanders. I think Case, you give him 2 certified targets that he like.
Mm-hmm. He's a bigger target than Demarius. He's a more of a
Now, if you facing the Broncos, you need to be ready for an aerial assault coming up. If you're facing the Texans, you need to be ready for an aerial assault coming up. That's what I'm just saying is I think that's a rare trade where I think both teams win.
Both teams benefited, yeah.
Both teams win.
You know, I would actually like the Demaryius Thomas trade to the Texans way more if Fuller didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
because
that's unfortunate.
Fuller was that guy. He's taking the top off the defense.
Yes, he was.
Nuke, hey, he's just like, hey, pass the ball to Will. That's what we call it in the huddle. Hey, pass the ball to Will. You get the ball, pass the ball to Will. So I feel like, hey, you add Demaryius Thomas into that, then that's it. You know, I feel like he's still, he's a short-handed receiver. He's not just your possession receiver. He can still get downfield.
Yeah, he can still get down.
He's not Will Fuller, and I feel like that's what you need. I feel like with kind of DeAndre and Demaryius, you still can kind of shade to DeAndre a little bit. It don't necessarily work because he's still gonna catch it regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you don't have to kind of like your safeties don't necessarily have to respect over the top too much because Will Fuller can just run past you.
Yeah.
So I would have liked that trade a little bit more if Will Fuller was still healthy. But it is a good trade. It's a good replacement.
Is what's his name? Kuti? Is he coming back?
Yeah, Kiki should be back this week.
See, that's gonna be ugly because he was controlling that slot with or without Will Fuller there.
But
so that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be ugly because like you said,
that's what I said.
They can't stop DeAndre Hopkins regardless. It don't matter
what.
Double team, triple team, and like you say, you still gotta respect DT.
You got to.
And then, like I said, QT was out there in the slot. He was killing the slot.
But that's why I'm gonna tell you.
And they found Lamar Miller again.
Finally.
Come on.
After I traded him.
Hey,
finally.
That's how it go.
Witness protection.
That's how it go.
But look,
they going for you are scared to play the Texans.
To AJ's point, this is why I like what you said. But we don't always gotta play for right now. It's 2018. We're in a modern age of medicine where people can fully recover from these ACL injuries. Will Fuller is still young. He's gonna come back next year. And guess what? Now we got Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
We got Nuke.
Mm-hmm.
We got DT. And we got Will Fuller.
And a healthy
That's
Deshaun
why I
Watson.
said, and a healthy Deshaun Watson, because he come back from the ACL and he looked good.
They started out
That's
on
what I'm
3,
saying.
but
Like,
they won't get it.
Will Fuller need to just ask Deshaun Watson whatever he did.
Do it.
And I hope that he used the same doctors. Because if he didn't, he's stupid. But I hope he did. But their wide receiver core, I feel like, and that quarterback situation, I feel like the Texans are set for a few years. They can move on now to figure out what else they need to add to make them a legitimate contender, which, they could already be.
We already thought they was going to be a good playoff team anyway,
exactly.
So, just get better. That's what I like. Keep it aggressive. You go for it.
Thank you.
Go for it.
I
And
like
that's why I like this topic. These teams that made these trades, they made these moves, they are going for it right now. Go for the gusto. Go win it.
What you waiting for?
Yeah, what you waiting on?
I feel like I said, I'm not 100% down on this move is because, they're in the AFC South. That division, it's very winnable.
They got it.
I don't see the Texans being a threat, in the playoffs.
Why not?
They could be, man.
Why not?
They could. It's any given Sunday.
Why not? They match up. Match up. Why not?
One game.
Let's think about it. If the Texans win against the Steelers, like what's up? They can't beat the Steelers.
Because Artie Burns getting cooked.
If they beat the Steelers, then what?
Then they ready. They ready to go.
I'm glad that we drafted William Jackson and not Artie Burns. Thank God.
Did you want Artie Burns?
I did not.
Okay. A lot of people wanted Artie Burns on their team.
I mean,
He could, and you know what?
he can fix it.
He might can fit in a different scheme. Sometimes people are stubborn, like you said. They may not be using him right. Cover 2 don't work for a lot of cornerbacks.
I don't know.
But
I mean, we won't never know because
reason why I said that I wasn't really sold on the Texans being a threat in the playoffs is just kind of who they've played. I know they run on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Like they ain't really played.
and they just got better. I feel like we'll see.
Man, you get a healthy Deshaun Watson.
You can go against anybody.
Yeah, you ready for war.
Thank you.
You ready for war. I know you feel that way.
And let's be real, you can only play who they schedule you to play against. That's out of your control. You only can.
But I've seen this movie before because I've seen the Bengals. They look great.
You can't just don't do that, man.
Next thing you know,
Don't do
you go
that.
to a game and they get blown out.
Don't you bring your fandom.
We scored 10 points and then everything comes
Come
back.
on, man. We've been using logic all day, and then you gonna bring your fandom into it, man. Don't you put the Bengals onto the Texans?
It's
bro.
natural.
It's honest. Like I've seen it. Like I know what happened.
That's what.
Good.
I understand. Trust me, I understand.
Cause
But
you're not sold on your own team. You riding away.
that's all I'm doing. I know mine. It can crash at any moment now. I'm ready for it.
Bird, baby. Bird.
Oh.
Look, but this is my point though. So since they've been on this 5-game win streak, they beat the Colts, the Cowboys, the Buffalo Bills,
It's tough.
the Jaguars, who look terrible, and the Dolphins.
There are 3 decent teams in there.
But look. All right, since you got the full schedule up, remember when they went 0-3?
They lost to the Giants.
Yeah, they lost to the Giants. I feel you. We might as well just move on. You lose to the Giants. Yeah, we won't believe in nothing. We won't believe nothing in the playoff. You lost to the Giants. You lost to Eli.
Eli put 27 points on them.
You lost to Eli.
Hey, man.
Yeah, we can move. We can move. We right.
Move on.
They ain't have no ball control, man. Lamar Miller won't doing nothing. Blue won't doing nothing. Come on, man.
Giants.
You lost to the.
Yeah, that's bad. That's their only win. That's the Giants' only
That's
win.
our Giants' only win. That's why I thought we was gonna beat them. That's why I thought we was gonna beat them. Hey, look, man. Hey, look.
Then they switched it to a different team.
Hey,
Sure.
but look, since I thought we was gonna. I'm glad we, we lightened up the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I gotta ruin the mood. But look, we can go and give a hand clap to Maryland.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Maryland, y'all finally made it. It took y'all a while. It took y'all a while to make the right decision, but y'all finally made the right decision.
I'm still upset.
I'm definitely still upset.
Oh yeah, I tell you, I had my glitch prepared.
I mean, you can still let it fly.
Reinstated him. I'm like, oh
Yeah, you should have never,
And that was the funny thing about it.
never reinstated him.
Like you waited. What y'all wait 2 months for?
I mean, they let the
They did a full investigation. They did
do the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
This is my thing. You did the investigation. You found that there wasn't any really negligence directly on DJ Durkin's part.
Yeah.
The negligence was done on the strength and conditioning coach's part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand that. But as a head coach of a top program, and AJ and Hill always say this to me, whenever I try to get a head coach away from the decisions that his counterparts are making.
You know what's going on.
If your strength and conditioning coach is out of compliance, that is on you as the head coach of a D1 NCAA program.
Facts.
Institutional control.
Facts.
And for the simple fact that a young man died under your watch, even if the board would have came to me and said, Mr. Cannon, we found no negligence on your part, we want you to still be the coach, I would have said, out of respect for that young man who gave his all for me and for this team, and for the respect for his family, I respectfully decline to come back to coach this team. I'm going to take a 1-year sit down out of college football, period. I'm going to rethink what I'm doing, and I'm going to come back ready to serve student athletes.
There you go. That just makes sense, bro. That just makes sense. Even if you, you just said, even if you know you didn't even do it. You gotta just sit down, man. Just make
if it happened on your watch,
Your
it doesn't
watch.
matter.
You
You
gotta
gotta
understand
take
that, bro.
responsibility. You are in a leadership role. You are a head coach.
First off, this strength and conditioning coach, you can't get a job nowhere with me.
Never.
You can't even be a trainer at Gold's Gym, bro. I ain't trying to hit none of that. Don't do nothing. I don't want you to do nothing. You don't need to be around no weights, no nothing. None of that. You let somebody die, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you going out here hard. You wilding for respect that hard. You let that man die. He caught a seizure on your watch.
And then
like, come on, bro.
they said he didn't call 911 after a seizure.
You out here going, nah, you soft. Nah, come on, bro. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing around me. You can't even make a protein shake around me, bro. Straight up. Straight up. Straight up.
But see, my whole issue with the whole DJ Durkin situation and, saying, oh, he wasn't culpable because, it wasn't him. Like, bro, at the end of the day, you still the head coach. At the end of the day, everybody going through these drills, you see he's not feeling well. Y'all, you built that culture, where, oh, we going to toughen these kids up. And my man just passed out. Like, he not looking too good. Like, yeah, why is it taking so long? Like, okay, yeah, he has a stroke, but it shouldn't take this long. And then, yeah, you want, talk about the strength and conditioning coach. He on your staff. He's the strength and conditioning coach for your players.
That's your man.
Your responsibility.
This is your man.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he on your team. He on your staff. So you gotta be held responsible for the decisions that you make to allow him to be on your staff as the strength and conditioning coach. So at the end of the day, this is your program.
Yep.
You lead the program. I've seen coaches get fired for less.
You ain't even won. Like, who are you?
That's my whole thing.
Like, that's what I'm saying. The moment that he died, I would have fired you. Officer Strip, you DJ Durkin. Like, who are you?
And
you ain't won nothing. They winning without you. That lets you further know you suck.
Bro, as a man, if I'm coaching a team and a child dies under my watch, I'm going to take a step down. I may come back, but I'm going to take a step down, and I'm going to self-reflect, and I'm going to think about what did I make a wrong decision somewhere? Because if I just keep going and say it was a strength conditioner, it wasn't my fault, then
you're not taking accountability.
And that could possibly happen again to me.
Exactly.
Now, if I self-reflect and think that, yeah, maybe I didn't have a tight enough reel on my assistant coaches. Maybe I didn't, go to the other meetings that I wasn't really involved in. Maybe I didn't question too much. And that's a learning experience. And if you don't take that time, then how can you learn? And so as a man, you got to be able to self-reflect when something as serious as this happened. It's not a time to just say, okay. And the board, shame on the board. Shame on the board.
Yeah.
I don't care what the independent review said, Merlin. You should have known that this was unacceptable for the family.
Straight up. Like, you keep
for nothing else. For the family of the young man who passed away.
You keep hearing the pain in these parents' voice, like that alone should have, like, come on now, like, it should have never took 2 months. I understand y'all did a full investigation. Good job. Y'all really did y'all due diligence.
And this is in our backyard here.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all gotta, but see, my whole issue is, you're not doing no investigation into somebody hiring strippers. You're not doing no investigation into somebody getting impermissible benefit.
Yeah.
When you investigating death.
Death.
Somebody died. And for the independent,
due to negligence.
At the end of the day, like, yeah, maybe they're trying to do their review to, because I guess you have to fire someone with cause. But I feel like, yeah, you have it. Because if you could fire a coach for hiring strippers, or you could fire a coach for, recruiting violations.
Yeah.
If someone dies on your watch,
then you could definitely fire a coach.
It shouldn't take 2 months.
Treatment for over an hour. Oh yeah, he can go. He can get the boot. And like, my issue with the review board is they reinstated him.
Yeah.
And
how you gonna get new recruits, AJ?
What do you say?
How you gonna get new recruits if a board done reinstated a coach when students dying under his watch? Are you gonna if you gonna go to a school where somebody died at?
My child ain't going there.
I'm not allowing that. If I'm a parent.
Bro, how is he gonna walk into somebody's living room on a recruiting visit and say,
yeah, I'm all for your son. No, you're not.
But first off, you're not even winning. How you gonna get them to buy into your program?
That's what I'm saying.
You got people dying on your watch.
That makes it even worse. What you just said.
I know I started off, I gave them a hand clap. You know what I'm saying? They finally came into the right.
They deserve that applause for finally doing it.
But it shouldn't have never took that long. Like, come on now, man. Like, get it together. Like, we just been...
The hand clap was for them finally doing what was right.
Yeah, because it took the governor getting involved and backlash, players walking out in protest,
but sometimes,
just to get him up out of there.
Sometimes people never do what's right, so I do.
So I feel you. It took him, however long it took you to make your decision. Hey, you made it. You finally made the right decision.
But
it is what it is.
If you can re-vote on your board members, you may want to think about doing that because
you need a whole new board.
They got whatever cause they used to come to their decision. It wasn't for the best interest of the school or the players or the students who are going to be at that school.
They didn't even think about the family. I know they didn't think about the family.
Because
if they just sat there and
they thought about Durkin's family.
If this is my family,
they thought about Durkin's family.
Let's think about Durkin.
He didn't do anything wrong. We fired him. What about his family?
Nah, what about Jordan's family?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? They over here remorsing and mourning every day.
Every day.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. I'm sick of that.
Yeah, that's trash, man.
And as a parent, just think about you as a parent. As a parent, you sit down with your child. They probably like Merlin's. They probably said Merlin.
They were sold on Merlin.
That's the choice. Now we got a full ride. Like come on, Jordan. Like this is the choice. Now if you are a parent and you talk or had to convince, because what if he wanted to make another choice and you convince your child to do that? Now as a parent, in hindsight, that could destroy you. And the board is sitting up there making a decision, not even considering them.
Nah, they like, we need Durkin back. Nah.
Need a new board, Merlin.
Whole new board.
Need a new board.
Hey,
I won't wear that head again on the show. I make sure I get a haircut.
Yeah. Spaldy.
So we a month away. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury.
Oh, you already know who I'm going with. You know what I'm saying? Bronx Bomber, baby. You know,
all day, baby.
You already know.
All day, baby.
Yeah, we may not even speak on this long. You already know.
You ain't got no Fury fans on this.
None. If you're a Tyson Fury fan, please email us.
Please.
Email us, hit us up on Instagram, whatever.
Yeah.
We going with Deontay Wilder, baby, all day.
We'll get you to call in next week if
you can call. You do whatever you want to do. You do it. You come to the show. You come to the show. You a Tyson Fury fan. That's straight up.
Because we need to know why.
I hope this ain't what you want. You got some more, AJ? I know this. I know you didn't think we're gonna stay on this long.
Absolutely not.
Okay, I was making sure. I'm about to say, come on now. Nah. You know what? I really thought you was gonna touch on this topic because you wanted to do it last week. Yeah. We didn't miss it. But I mean, we already did it. But that's why I did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, we couldn't go another week without talking about Maryland. But this trend that I want to stop right now already in basketball. This resting for contracts? Come on now.
The what?
He don't know.
I just didn't hear what you said.
I know. I was a little too hyped. I was a little too hyped because it's involving my favorite player.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
He already said he like, look, I ain't letting y'all. I may not play back to backs.
Yeah.
I'm out here resting.
I'm with him.
I'm not with him. I'm not. That's disappointing.
Earl Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas.
No.
Who you mean Earl?
Yeah.
But I'm not really. No,
I know it's a different sport. They
getting paid. They getting paid in the NBA.
Yeah, they are getting.
Y'all getting y'all money. But if you don't get your money, you sign a 1-year prove deal, and then you get your money again. I'm not trying to.
But it's your favorite player. Okay.
That's why
I told you.
You see passion.
But yeah, remember when I told you, you picked the wrong favorite player, bro.
Why?
Because hold on. 5 years ago, who was your favorite player?
Kobe.
Okay, so you messing with the Mecca. We talking about greatness. We talking about Jordan-esque. We talking about status that, Rushmore as your favorite player,
and
right?
I went down there and know something, Jimmy Butler.
And now you just all-star. You an all-star. You went and picked the all-star for a favorite player. To me, that's your fault. That's why you're so upset about this. Because he's doing what those type of players do.
He following the Kawhi trend.
Yeah. Why not? Because those type of players are followers. Who was your old player? Kobe? Trendsetter. Remember when Kobe was disappointed how LA was doing things and he had the opportunity to get out of there but decided to stay because he is a trendsetter. He's doing what he want to do.
Decided to stay. They actually just made a trade for them.
I'm sorry, AJ, but look, who your favorite player?
Bron.
Who started all this resting regular season stuff?
Greg.
Bron just played 82 games, man. Bron just played 82 games.
Yeah, that's this year. Last year.
Games,
What was
bro.
the year before? He was wrestling plenty times.
And you would have wrestled too if you had the talent that he had on his team. Jimmy Butler got talent on his team.
Hey, I'm mad.
Jimmy Butler was on his team.
But you got me, bro. You got me.
Yeah, okay.
And start telling everybody that, oh, he's not gonna do nothing against me, and I don't do nothing. I don't care how where Jimmy Butler from, what he think he gonna do. As a man, Karl Anthony Towns should have respected himself and not be a hoe in that practice.
Whole at practice. You a whole out here.
You're supposed to be the $100 million man, the best player on the team. He playing with the third string. They pass you the ball in the post. And he yell out, "Hey, don't worry about it. He can't do nothing with me." What you do? Kick the ball out because you can't do nothing with Jimmy Butler. Nah, him and Andrew Wiggins at least y'all would have jumped him in the locker room or something.
Yeah, this time
y'all
is
just don't
funny,
let this man talk trash and beat y'all with the third teamers. These dudes don't even
The
get
third teamers, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta respect yourself out there.
And that's why I said I'm with him. I'm taking days off after that.
I completely feel it.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel him on that point. Like y'all need. I felt all that. I felt all that.
But
What you say? Hold on. What you say, AJ?
I'm Jimmy Butler and these are the Timberwolves.
But guess
I'm
what?
Jimmy Butler.
Guess what?
And
people?
these.
Dang, that's sad.
Ain't nobody coming to see you Lou all day.
But guess what? There was a silver lining in all of that. There's a silver lining in all of that, man.
Go ahead, mama.
It's a silver
If
lining.
I come and see you, Otis,
Taj,
I made y'all.
hey, Taj, get the cornbread.
One person benefited from all of this, man.
You ungrateful son of a. That's the greatest. Hey yo, hey, you know.
My bad, yo.
Nah,
Let's get back on track.
It's over.
No, it ain't.
Go
It
ahead.
ain't. One person benefited from all this.
Who?
D Rose.
Another clap for D Rose.
So this is, and I wanted to bring on this. So thank y'all for bridging the gap for me.
I feel you.
So Jimmy Butler don't want to play back to backs. Guess what? Enters D Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is somebody that you can tell your child to look up to. And maybe I didn't think that last year or the year before that or the year before that. But now I'm changing my mindset and I'm going to tell you why.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear this one.
D Rose done been through some dark places. All the things that you dread for your favorite athlete. Come out of college, live up to the hype, MVP status, get the contract, and then bang! All the worst injuries that can happen to somebody that plays his position. He's a point guard. His knees are the most important thing to him. We saw what happened to Brandon Roy and his knees. So, D Rose needs his knees, right? And his knees have caught the worst breaks. And not just his knees, his ankles also. And so, he's been dealing with just trying to come back. He's been in a bad mental space where he just been trying to decide if he even want to still play basketball. But you know what? Guess what? Throughout all of that, never quit. Stayed down, stayed the course. And I don't care if D Rose ever scores another point in the NBA. I think he got the victory, man. For his body to fail on him like the way it did, for him to stay the course, and for him to come out and Jimmy Butler sit out and he said, don't even worry about it. I got this.
Oh, you remember that one time that they said that D Rose was healthy and he decided not to come back?
I remember that, but he didn't feel healthy. Just because they clear you don't mean you're healthy. I had knee surgery last November 1st. And then today is November 3rd, so I'm actually 1 year and 2 days removed from my knee surgery. Now, I'm going to tell you, my doctor cleared me for basketball 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. But I know for a fact that it didn't feel right to me. So I don't care what she said. She going off of paperwork and numbers that she see. I'm going off of what I feel in my knee. And D Rose, I'm with you on the knee. If your knee won't right, or you felt like the team wasn't worth you risking your knee, then that is what it is. You got to make that personal decision.
So why were you mad? So why you mad at Jimmy?
I ain't mad at Jimmy. I said I'm with Jimmy. Remember?
Alright.
I'm with Jimmy on the back to back.
You came with me because he my favorite player.
Yeah, I came with you because you picked him because you went from Hall of Fame Mount Rushmore status to just
Jimmy
all
out
star.
here.
Jimmy is out here. Now, don't ever get me twisted. Jimmy Butler is a legitimate player. I respect you, Jimmy. You got the total package. You defense and offense. But what I'm saying is, before Bron, my favorite player was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Now, if Bron didn't come around when Michael Jordan retired, then I just would have not had a favorite player during that time. But I ain't ever gonna lower my bar for favorite players. I don't do the second tier or third tier for my favorite player. I do the best in the game.
I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm not gonna sit here and let you disrespect Jimmy.
I'm
like
just
that.
saying. My favorite player, Bron, he the best in the game. Your favorite player, Jimmy Butler. He not even top 5 in the game.
Top 10. You see my list. See my list out here. Jimmy here out here, bro. Jimmy here, dog. But my whole thing, I'm still disappointed in him. I was disappointed in Kawhi last year. And I understand. I'm not understanding why y'all out here. I don't want to risk my future. Y'all getting paid. Y'all contracts is guaranteed out here.
It's because of the business. Is the franchise gonna do that for them? If the tables turn,
First and foremost, I would have traded him. Let's get it twisted.
They said 4 draft picks. Hey Jimmy, we got you a ticket, bro. Don't even come here. Your key card don't work no more. Your whole bag, all your bags and everything in your locker is at the airport waiting on you.
Me personally, I would have took the Miami Heat
Jimmy
deal.
would have been glad.
I would have took the Miami Heat deal. You got if I'm the owner, GM or whatever, we got 2 meetings. If you good, I'm gonna try to fix it. If not, if we go out that meeting, you getting up out of here. Straight up.
Especially if you don't want to be there.
Oh, especially if you don't want to be here. Oh, you getting up about it. I do not care. I'm not here dealing with this. And all of a sudden you taking games up. And that's not in his DNA. That's really not in his DNA. He really trying to use his leverage to get up out of there.
Because happiness is more. Remember when we were talking about, you said on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of Rick James, you didn't even say 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to Rick James, how high is Jimmy Butler? And I told you, his priorities may be different than monetary. Happiness could be very high for him. And right now, he is not happy playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And to that point, he's doing things that's not even in his DNA.
Yeah.
He was gonna try and play for Brooklyn to be happy.
He's still Rick James high, if that's the case.
And the Knicks.
You feel what I'm saying? You ready to go there? You can play 82 then for them?
82.
You know what?
You thought Cat ain't have no heart.
You want to get with
We
Fizz,
think
man?
with D'Angelo Russell when he started recording this conversation.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, on that note, say touch a sore subject. You know what I'm saying? 3-Man Weave. You can catch us.
Yeah.
Email us.
Yeah.
podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Facebook 3-Man Weave. YouTube 3-Man Weave. Instagram 3-Man Weave _ It's 3-Man Weave, baby. We out.
We out, baby.